Hey, Got Fox here. So I want to go through some Madden 19 news slash leak of the E3 2018 kind of press conference memo, they're calling it. Now, I don't I got some other things, direction of Madden 19 and thoughts on this whole thing and going forward. So that's what this video will be about, basically bringing the news. That's what I'm going to hope to do over the next few months up until the release of Madden 19, is talk about all the new news as it comes out, so you guys can stay well informed of what's coming. So, this is, I mean, obviously this channel is focused around Madden, so these three little dashes, bullet points, is what we want to focus on. Now, Madden 2019 at E3, new franchise mode trailer, very cool. I could see that. Rex mentioned back when he was working for EA that franchise mode was a focus for 19. Improved quarterback arm animations. Now, I know the quarterbacks themselves have unique animations in 18, 17, 16, and they really haven't been touched in a few years. So if they're bringing them more I don't know, separation and kind of customizations to quarterback arm, I mean, these aren't exactly like back of box, like game breaking stuff right here. So it's interesting to see this and them bragging about this, because it seems kind of like one of the things that you just do and kind of like brag about in like a dev live stream beforehand, not exactly something that you'd sell a game with. But this new punter interface I want to talk about, this is something that's kind of weird and kind of stood out to a lot of people, including myself. Now, it's weird that they're saying punter and not kicker / punter. I'm almost thinking that this line right here is kind of a honey dick. So what or a honey pot would be more important, because does your dick go in a honey pot? No, I think your claw, your bear paw does. Anyways, I think this is to catch leakers. So whoever leaked this, I think they basically give this out to certain, I don't know whether it's game changers, media members, because this is kind of weird. A new punter interface, if they want to say punter kicker interface. Now I've been wrong a lot in my life, so I'm not gonna say that I'm right about this, but it seems like a weird inclusion in Madden 2019 as part of the press conference memo, that there's something they're gonna highlight on stage at E3, a punter interface. Okay, so that's all I got to say about the punter interface, because if that's an actual new feature, they will be laughed at. Now, the improved quarterback arm animation, maybe that's just something like a one-off thing that they'll say. And franchise mode being what it is, like, Rex, before he was let go from EA or parted EA, talked about franchise mode being the direction forward for 19. And that's something I kind of want to talk about, is the direction forward for 19 with the new creative director now. Carlos Guerrero, this Forbes article says he takes over the senior producer for the series. Now, we had previously learned that, after Rex left, that Michael Young from Sports Gamers Online had become the new creative director. Now, Carlos Guerrero becomes a senior producer. I think that's above Young. So he becomes like the new boss. I'll link this. Oh, whoops. I clicked the wrong button. Did not want to go back to... Okay, so he comes from Blizzard. Basically, I'll link this article in the description. You can basically read it all here. It's not too long. But he comes from Blizzard, so I'm going to talk about him in a second. So his kind of establishment from like one of the biggest game companies in the world. There was a nice little post on Operation Sports forums about what games he's been a part of. StarCraft, crazy. Warcraft 2, Diablo 2, StarCraft 64, Diablo 2, the expansion. Then the World of Warcraft from its onset onto Overwatch. Like, this is a guy with a ton of experience in like some high profile, amazing games that people have sunk millions of hours into. So if anything, his resume looks very good. I know nothing about the person himself. These are all RPG games. So like basically what we're looking at here with Carlos going forward is we wonder if he's going to go more towards like the Overwatch system with more competitive Madden, or more like the RPG stuff back here, where you kind of like build up your player in the CFM style. Like, Mutt doesn't really fall into much. He then, like, when he was at Blizzard, he didn't work on Hearthstone or anything, their card game, so we can't really see much of his Mutt influence there. So it's kind of like, it'll be interesting, because like Madden can totally move forward, dedicating resources to both CFM and competitive gaming, kind of his two, but it seems to not want to. It feels like they don't staff themselves properly. It's been kind of my big complaint about them. It feels like their teams are too small to properly look at both modes for the amount of revenue that especially Mutt brings in for them. So we'll see what his creative direction of the franchise is, if he can get more people on his staff to work on everything to make all of our lives better. But for right now, it looks like 19 is moving in the direction of the CFM. Where are you at? There he is. Of the CFM. franchise mode with Rex. So I wonder if he goes more to the competitive style like he did on Overwatch. If CFM's going to basically have a good year in 19 and kind of fall back to the wayside in 2020, and I can make another video about how franchise mode sucks again. But for 19, I'm cautiously optimistic for franchise mode. Mutt, we're not hearing anything about, which I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. Generally, last year we didn't hear much about it. We don't hear much about it. We heard about I think at EA Play about Mutt squads, or maybe it was slightly before that. So Guerrero taking over as kind of the lead for Rex Dixon. Above that, because I think he took over Sean Grady's spot, and Grady was above Rex. So we'll see if they have a creative deck moving forward. I think that's, like I said before, Michael Young from the Long Shot team. So I'm guessing Long Shot is back next year because Michael Young's still on staff. And then I want to go to this Rex Dixon tweet talking about Clint Oldenburg being back on the lead gameplay designer, or being promoted to lead gameplay designer. So that's something I think Rex has held that position in the past. I'm not exactly sure of the whole structure of EA and what he went into. What he was the creative director when he left. So Clint, I know, was very dedicated, being a former NFL lineman, to becoming just making the game better, making the line play better. And the line play is something that we've complained about so much over the last few years. That's one of the biggest faults. I mean, there are certain gameplay decisions that they consciously went to, to make wide receivers drop the ball more, and down the field passing situations, that kind of stuff. More like you have to make open reads. That's conscious, whereas the line, the inability for guards to recognize blockers has been just a bugaboo of Madden for years. So hopefully he can do that. I think here's Clint's Twitter account if you want to. I'll link this in the description below. So I'll link this and then the Operation Sports forum. I don't know if you guys need the link, but it was basically that's a hell. If you working on those titles, those names, it makes me kind of excited about the movement of Madden going forward. That resume is impressive. I'm sure it impressed the people that hired him. So I'm not. From his past experience, he has no sports game experience, but I don't know. I'm sure it matters a bit, but I'm going to look on the positive. I'm going to be excited about his ability to work on a AAA title, coming to a AAA and leading a AAA game. So good luck, Carlos, going forward. We're all rooting for you. As much as we love to hate, we all do want the best game possible. So that's it for Madden 19 news today. Thanks for watching. Call to action. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the new direction for 19. If you guys are excited about the connected franchise mode, and if you think, are we getting Honey Dick here with the new punter interface? And if you're excited about new quarterback arm animations, that'll be fun to test, like I tested them in 16. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I'll see you tomorrow.